Hi, good afternoon. So, in this occasion, we're going to talk about biomolecules. Okay, biomolecules are the building blocks of life. I could recommend you to watch a short video, an introduction of biomolecules. So, if you can just browse through some other YouTube videos to get an intro on that. Okay, our first biomolecule today is going to be lipids. So, what we're going to go ahead and do today is look at the structure, okay, and look at the classifications. So some functions in there as well. So what is the function of lipids or fats? So the function is to store energy, but not energy that will be used right away. Okay, it's actually in the long term. So long-term storage of energy is the function of lipids. So we have three different classifications. We have simple, complex, and steroids. So we're going to focus on simple first, then complex, and then steroids. So first of all, simple fatty acids. Okay, simple lipids, okay, have one star of the molecule. What the star is the fatty acid as we have here. Now, how does a fatty acid look like? Okay, our fatty acid looks something like this. Okay, you can see it has a carboxylic acid, okay, carbon double bond with oxygen, okay, and a hydroxy group. All right, and then you can see it has a long hydrophobic tail, so long chains of carbons. Each join between carbons, it's quite a lot of energy that will be released. So when your body needs energy, it will cleave onto those carbon bonds to release that energy. Okay, so fatty acids can be saturated or unsaturated. What it means to be saturated is to have only single bonds. That means you cannot add any more hydrogens. It's saturated with hydrogens. Okay, for it to be unsaturated, it means, well, that it has at least one double bond. Okay, could be double, could be triple. But in the case of lipids, it's only double bonds. So, okay, this double bond means you can still add on to there some hydrogen. Okay, there is one very special unsaturated fatty acid that we're going to talk about today, and that is the omega-3 fatty acid. How can you tell if it's omega-3? If it's starting on the omega side, you count 1, 2, 3, okay, and you encounter the first double bond. So that would be one example of an omega-3 fatty acid. Okay, one very curious, okay, behavior or application of these fatty acids is soap. Okay, what happens with soap? If you notice here, this head, okay, has lots of oxygen, has two oxygens compared to the tail, which has only carbons and hydrogens. What this means is that this head loves water, is going to be attracted to water, while the tail is not going to. Okay, so if you dump a lot of fatty acids into water, you're going to see the formation of a structure like this one, where the heads are these balls. Okay, they are going to be in touch, okay, with water over here, for example, H2O, H2O, okay, which is polar, while in the center, well, the hydrophobic tails are going to grab on to pieces of oil. Okay, so what these molecules will do then is to get that grease off your hands whenever you wash your hands. Okay, so quite a cool application. Okay, lots of fatty acids, okay, is what soap is made of. So then we have in this also category of the simple, okay, lipids is our triglyceride. Okay, so what is a triglyceride? A triglyceride, as it says, it has 3 fatty acids joined to a glycerol molecule. So here we have one. Okay, the glycerol molecule would be this backbone. Okay, while the 3 fatty acids, if you notice, they look very similar to the ones on the top. Okay, these are the fatty acids. Okay, so they will join this glycerol molecule. Okay, and there are 3 tails. These tails could be saturated, could be unsaturated. Okay, but it's just a combination. Okay, so in this example, all of them are saturated fatty acids. Okay, and this triglyceride. Okay, so you will notice that it has the structure that looks something like this. Okay, like 3 tails. Okay, Alrighty, that's what our body uses to store energy. So next we have our complex lipids. Okay, so complex lipids, as the word says, are going to have a little change. What is that change going to be? What's that difference? Okay, so we're going to take this triglyceride and I'm going to tell you that a complex lipid, okay, in this case we're going to focus on phospholipids because they are quite important, okay, for nature. Phospholipid. Okay, you're going to see that one of these tails, okay, one of these ones is going to be replaced by another group. Okay, it could be by a phosphate, it could be by any other group. Okay, so what we're going to have today is going to be the phospholipid. So you can see here, hopefully you can. Okay, we have a phosphate group, and then you have the two tails. Okay, and this is the glycerol molecule. Okay, so it's almost identical to the triglyceride if you look at it. Okay, similar. But we replace one of the tails by a phosphate group, and this PO4 is the phosphate group. So this is our phospholipid. Okay, so we have it here. What it does is this head, okay, is going to be loving water, so it's going to be hydrophilic. Okay, while this tail is going to be hydrophobic. So now when you have a lot of phospholipids, okay, in a solution, they will arrange in a certain form. They will form something that we call a bilayer. Okay, something that looks like this. This is the head, and these are the tails. Okay, all the lovers of water are going to be together, while all the haters are going to be in the center. Okay, what it does is creates a double layer like this. Okay, so well, you have here all the heads that love water. Okay, here are all the tails that hate it. Well, in the long run, it's not just a layer. It's just that these can arrange something like this. Okay, making up the plasma membrane. Okay, what is a plasma membrane? Well, it's the division, okay, of well, it's the wall of the cell. It's the outside of the cell. It's what allows the cells to have a different environment inside than outside, to be protected, okay, to regulate what goes through. So these phospholipids are quite important because they make up this layer. Now to conclude, we have the steroids. What steroids are, they are chemical messengers, okay? They will send messages here and again and everywhere through your body, okay? They are messengers. How can we tell if they are lipids or not? Well, here we have one example. Okay, the steroid has lots of oxygens, okay, but if in its most composition, well, it has carbons and hydrogens, okay? What you can see here is that you have 3 hexagons and 1 pentagon, 3 bedrooms and a bath. So, steroids, due to this, okay, to this structure, can very easily move through the plasma membrane, just like go through like this, like fly in, okay, and cause, okay, initiate a pathway. So that means it will send the signal right away and it start right away. So these messengers are hormones. For example, testosterone, okay, estrogen, estradiol, etc. Okay, so they are quite important. But you will see that in all of them, you'll see this structure repeating. Okay. Well, don't forget then that lipids, all right, have one function, one main function, and that function is to store energy in the long term. Okay, the simple lipids, the main star is their fatty acid. Okay, it could be saturated, unsaturated. Okay, soaps, they are fatty acids that have a special purpose to clean dirt. Okay, then we have the triglyceride, okay, which is 1 glycerol molecule and then 3 fatty acids as tails. Okay, omega-3, you count from the end to the beginning, 3. Then we have the complex lipids, which are, one example is the phospholipid, rolled in, okay, formation of plasma membranes, initiation of life. And finally, we have steroids, which have this special structure, 3 bedrooms and a bath, and they are mostly hormones. Hope this helps, okay? Have a very, very good night.